So I have two reasons why I generally enjoy garden tractors more than I do my Kioti CX2510 compact tractor. The first reason is that with garden tractors, not only are they cheaper, but I have found that by buying old vintage garden tractors that they're just more fun to tinker on, because usually when I get them, they're in non-running state, or they've been in a field forever, or they're just sitting and no one uses them, whatever. And I work on every garden tractor I get. You can see looking through my videos that I have updates on multiple units. I got my Simplicity Landlord project that I'm working on. I got that Sears over there that I have a bunch of videos on, as well as my best shape garden tractor, which is this one. I just spend a lot more time working on those and not really doing a lot with my Kioti, because frankly the Kioti is only 2.5 years old, and it's it only has 93 hours or so on it, and it doesn't need anything ever really, other than some general maintenance and maybe giving it a wash and greasing it and whatnot. I don't ever really have to do anything with it. But these garden tractors that I have constantly need stuff. And I think that kind of makes it fun, because even though I'm not a mechanic, I'm not necessarily good at working on anything. But working on it, though, I think is fun. Like this Simplicity, I just had lost spark a couple weeks ago when I was welding on the plow. And, even though I didn't know what I was doing, I figured it out. I got parts. I worked on things. It's just, now it's running again, and that to me is satisfying. And I never have to work on the Kioti. And so it's just a really nice unit that always it's fine the way it is. These two Sears tractors over here, I repowered both of them. I did fabricating on both of these, painted this one. I put cheap engines on these that I never have to really worry about if they break bad enough that they can't be fixed. I just go buy another engine for $140 or whatever they cost at Harbor Freight now, and that's fun to me. If I had a problem with the diesel engine in this, I would freak out, because not only would I not know how to fix it, but it would be crazy expensive to do it. And this Kioti, I'm always like so afraid to even scratch the thing. I've moving some brush with it. You probably can't see it, but I have had some branches and whatnot fall off of my bucket and hit the hood, and it's like, oh man, I don't want to get it all dinged up, because I'm still paying on it. And so I'm always kind of, afraid of using it, because I'm afraid to break something, or these garden tractors, I'll use them to their fullest ability all day long. If it breaks, it breaks, and they have broken a lot. In the last 15 years, I've probably had between 60 and 90 garden tractors. I don't know the number, and I can't really get an accurate number, because some of the garden tractors I've had, I never even took a picture of them. Then I forget about them. But at my old house I used to have, I had 10 Sears garden tractors, pretty much like these two. And half of them had snowplows on them. And one day we got a snowstorm, and my neighbor was watching me. I went outside and I broke a belt. So I left my garden tractor in the snowbank, went back into my garage, fired up the next one, came out, broke the snowplow. This whole handle had fallen off. And I just left it where it was because I couldn't get the plow up in the air to move. Went and grabbed a third one and I was plowing snow with it. And it's funny because I had 10 turnkey machines, and I just kept, if it broke, it broke. No big deal. I have other ones, and if I didn't have any garden tractors and I just had this Kioti, and we had a snowstorm and it broke, that'd be a bad deal, And that just, it takes away kind of the whole fun aspect of it, really, if you're into tinkering on things. And, like I get to paint them the way I like them. I painted this one Chevy orange. That one, I have a really cool yellow, black, and red paint job that I want to do on it coming up here soon. It's fun. I would never dare paint this, Comes factory, this color, and it's nice paint. You would never touch it. So it's just kind of the personal aspect of making it your own. An engineer made up this design and people manufactured it in a plant, and then they sold it to me on a payment plan. Nothing's really special about it. It does what it's supposed to do. It's 4-wheel drive, it's got a locking rear differential, it's got a diesel engine with torque, it has a hydraulic loader, it's got working lights and turn signals and a horn and all that stuff. It's designed to get work done and do it, reliably, and that's not the case with most garden tractors that I have, So it's weird, you've probably noticed on my channel I haven't had a lot with my Kioti lately, and it's brings me to my second reason why I like garden tractors a little bit more than this Kioti. When you're buying a piece of equipment like the Kioti, you got to think about the size of your property, of your yard. Now, I actually bought this tractor when the house I owned had a much bigger yard, and I had 2 driveways and kind of a weird little side road that I had to plow snow on, and so this was perfect for that. But now, where I live now, my property is somewhere around 50 to 150 feet. It's not that big. My backyard isn't very big, and I put up a fence and I moved my shed and I built a fire pit, and this thing does not turn around very good back there anymore. And so if I have to do some light dirt work or whatever, I always will hop on a garden tractor instead of this. When I bought this Kioti, definitely in the back of my mind I was thinking how I want to get some real land someday, even if it was just a couple acres, some timber on it and a pasture, a field or whatever, until I get property like that. This thing really can't spread its wings where it's at, and that's kind of sad because the cost coming into play here. One payment on this Kioti could buy me a garden tractor easily. It's almost $250 a month for this unit, and I see cool garden tractors all the time for $250 or less. And so it's crazy because I've been paying on this for about 30 months now. I've had it 2.5 years, and if you think about it, I could have bought 30 garden tractors with the amount of money and payments I've paid on this so far. So yeah, that's definitely something to think about when you're buying equipment like this. And considering the price aspect too, attachments for this thing can have a variety of attachments and do awesome stuff with them, but they're very expensive. tillers and mowers and backhoes and log splitters and power brush attachments and plows and discs and harrows and whatever you can think of. They're expensive. And when I started messing with garden tractors when I was about 14, I always enjoyed them because I could throw them in the back of my pickup with some ramps. After buying this machine, it didn't take long before I realized I needed to buy an equipment trailer. So I paid about $2,300 for my equipment trailer sitting outside, and you know that you have to use that to haul this around. Then you got to make sure you have a truck with good power to haul it, you know. Whereas these garden tractors, I mean, you could fit one of these in the back of a S10 or a Ranger, or, you know. So they're just a lot more fun. They're cheaper. And you don't have to have a super huge yard, you know, to enjoy garden tractors. And the last few weeks of videos that I've been making, I've really realized that how much more fun I have with garden tractors than I do with this. And of course, I use the 93 hours on this machine. 80% of that is using the loader, specifically moving snow. And obviously, since we're not even really into fall yet, you know, this thing sits a lot during the spring, summer, and fall. And in the winter time, my mind on this thing will be completely changed. I'll love it. But until that happens, it's been sitting a lot lately. And so really, I mean, if you're into machines and equipment, whatever, you know, always take into account how much land space you got, how much money you're willing to spend, and whether or not you like working on things, you know. If you're somebody who hates working on stuff, you don't like buying tools, you don't like spending time, you know, messing with electrical and fabricating and tires and fluids and all that, then buying a brand new machine and only using it when you need to is, you know, more suited for that. But if you're like me and you like tinkering with old stuff and painting them and fabricating your own stuff and your own attachments like this plow, then, you know, maybe that'd be more geared towards your prerogative there. So, but anyway, I just kind of wanted to make a short video about that. It's just kind of my opinion. So anybody who's subscribed to my channel and is always looking forward to content on the Kioti, I apologize. I haven't really had a lot to do with it lately. But if you're into the whole garden tractor thing, stay tuned, because I should have a lot more videos on that coming up. So, quick note, I do have a review on the way for the Kioti. It's so extensive and there's so much information, I'm having a hard time not only filming the video but putting it together. So be patient, but I'll try to make a video about everything you need to know about this Kioti. So definitely in today's economy, making sure you're buying the right piece of equipment at the right price for your needs is more important than ever. So I want to be as much help as I can to anybody interested in buying a compact tractor or similar piece of equipment. And since I already bought it and I'm paying the payments on the thing, you know, even the stuff I don't like about this machine or regret about it, you still need to know about it so you can make your decisions based on my experiences so far. So, but anyways, I appreciate everybody watching.